So this is an overview of your admin side and how to access it and to do a few simple edits. If you want to know anything in more detail, I'm happy to sort of like do another one of these or come down to the office and show you how to do things in a little bit more detail. So I'm on the homepage of your website, and if I, at the very end of the URL, the very end of the domain name, I go / and I type in wp-admin, this will take me to the login page, and that's how the login page looks. I'm going to go back a second. So instead of clicking this login button, which will take me to the dashboard, I'm going to go back a second. So I'm still on the home page, and I'm going to open this up in another browser so you can see what the dashboard looks like in another browser, and then I can flip from one browser to the other to show you the impact any changes that I'm making on the admin side have on the front page or on the rest of the site. So I hope that makes sense. So if I drag over another browser, and this is what it looks like when you've logged in. It's highlighted dashboard up here because this is what we're on the dashboard, and the next one down is posts. So if I hover over posts, I will see that I've got some options: all posts, add post, various other things. If I look at all posts, you'll see there's nothing in here, and this is because the website hasn't been set up for blogging. And that's what posts are. They are sort of like the blogging part of a website. So this area here will always be empty. Next on the list is this thing, media. If I click on the library, so this is the media library, and this is where all the images, all the PDFs and all the documents that are uploaded to the website, they go into the media library, and then you add them to a page from the media library. So this is where all of that media is kept. And if I click on one, of these images, and I'll show you what it looks like. So I click on it. That is the image that's been uploaded to the website. That is the title, and that's the alternative text. And if I go and have a look at another one here, for example, this one here, there's the image again. It's been uploaded. We've got the title and we've got the alternative text. And what I'm going to do is, with this alternative text here, I'm going to change it slightly. Now, this is worth doing with all of your images, because this is your Rolls-Royce project. But if I type in Rolls-Royce demolition project Bristol, this will do something. The page that this is on, when Google comes to look at that page, it can't see what this image is. But what this alt text does, it actually attaches in the background. Nobody can see it except for the search engines. It attaches an annotation to it so that the search engines actually know what this image is of. And the purpose of changing this is that when kind of search engines like Google go to this page, they're looking at the page, and it will be a project page, a demolition project page, and it'll understand that page, that's what that page is. But by adding the words demolition project Bristol to the alternative title in the background, Google also knows that this is a demolition project that was done in Bristol. And I could add a bit more detail to it, like what type of machine that is. So if it's a drilling machine, or it's sort of like a cutting machine, which it looks like, I could add that on there as well. So that if someone's actually doing Google search, and what Google will do is it'll say, oh, I actually know I've indexed a page that is about demolition. It's a project page about demolition in Bristol, and the information on that page, so all the text on that page says that's what it is. And I also know that the images on this page are also of that. So it helps Google sort of like work out what that page is all about. It adds a bit more information for Google, and in that way, you can actually help your page ranking, because if the search engines are slightly unsure what the page is about, and you've given it sometimes images have just a bunch of numbers and letters, that's of no help to the search engine at all. But by telling it that, it's gone, oh, okay, that's definitely what it is, and it may actually push your ranking up a bit. So it's always worth making sure you add a little bit more description within there, within your images. So those are the images, and then the next page is the next thing you get to is pages. And if I click on all pages, you can see all the pages that are in the website. So if I click on concrete cutting and drilling, I know that's the front page. And if I click on the edit button, I should see how the front page looks on the admin side. Let's come up with something there. That's my browser caching some information. 1 second. I'll just refresh the page actually. So this is how it looks on the admin side, and I scroll down and I can see all the information here, and now I'll jump back to my other browser. So all the information that is there is also on the front page of my browser. So it's a pretty good representation, the admin side, of what your browser is seeing on the front end, which is helpful because it means that sort of like you can easily find the information you want. And for example, if I look at here, and on the admin side, I notice that these have all got full stops at the end, whereas this one hasn't. So maybe I'll add a full stop to there. And if I have a look at the admin side, sorry, if I have a look at the front end, you can see that there is no full stop there. So I'll go back to the admin, and I'm just going to click to the end of the line and add a full stop. And once I've done that, if I click save, that will now have been saved. And if I refresh the front end of the website, you should see a full stop appear there. There he is. Are there any others? No, all the rest are done. So that's a quick example of what you can do. You can just click inside a box, click inside any text, update it, and as long as you click the save button, it goes straight onto the front end. And this is with all these boxes here. You can change the information on the buttons. You can change the text up here. And if you want to click on an image, generally you just click on the image and you can change the image. These boxes are actually slightly different because these are background images. These aren't sort of like, well, I'll show you what a normal image looks like in a moment. But with these background images, if you click on them, it comes up like you're clicking on the header, and that's because these images are in the background of the box. So whenever you're clicking on this box, because the image is sitting in the background, you can't do much with it. So what you have to do is you have to find the part of this box that contains that image. Like I say, this is the more difficult thing to do, but the way you do it is you pick these 3 lines here, this menu, and if you click on it, and you can actually see here, that's the bit I'm clicking on there. Whereas I want to click the cover image. So if I click that, now the cover image is selected. So this is a good way of sort of like, this shows you how the page is laid out, and it's a good way of navigating through the page. So with this cover image clicked, I can open it out until and there's the heading that's in that box. But the cover image itself, I need to go here, and because I know it's a background, I go in here and I can change the background image here. Like I said, that's a bit more technical, and I can go through that in a bit more detail about how to change the image on one of these boxes. But as far as the text is concerned, it's really easy. You just jump in there and just change it like that. And that goes with everything on the page except for, once again, the case study. Now the case studies are actually, if I show you, I'm trying to find the information in this box here. So I'm opening up all these sort of like, they're containers within containers. This is a block editor. So you create blocks, and within the blocks you add either header blocks or image blocks or paragraph blocks, and that's the way it works. And within these blocks, we've got container blocks, and right in the center, we have like what's called a listing grid. And a listing grid is something that's actually been pulled in from another part of the website. So I'm going to show you where that is now. So I can't actually edit this information here because it's been pulled in from somewhere else. Let me come out of this page. I'm going to just show you an easier page to edit, because that home page is quite a complex page. If I just open up the floor soaring page, for example, and what you've got here is you've got the text that you can click on again. To the right, you've got a form, and then here, these blocks are gallery blocks. So if I wanted to add something to this gallery, if I click on a gallery, there's a little edit box that comes up, and I can add anything onto this page by just uploading it into the website, which it goes into the media library, and then it's shared with this page, and it will be added into here. So it's quite easy to actually add things to this gallery. And all the pages are pretty much set up the same as this. Just thinking one that isn't. Maybe the about page is slightly different. Let me just have a quick look. Actually, no, they're pretty much all set up the sort of like the same. So they've got texts area here, which, like I say, is easy to edit. You click the save button. They've got this thing here, which is if I open this up again and just see this, so we can see the structure, and basically we've got, you just click on this is the very outside container, and within that container there's another container, and that container actually is making sure that everything is aligned correctly. Then within that container there's a grid, and a grid splits the container into different parts, and this is actually a 2-container grid. This is that's the first container, the left container, and that's the right container, and then within those containers is the header blocks, the paragraph blocks, and all that sort of stuff. You don't really need to know all this, but it's good. It's good background knowledge to know that sort of like things are split into containers for convenience sake, and also because when you add things to containers within those blocks, you can then do a lot of other things. You get all of this extra bits and pieces that you can allow you to edit here, but also down the right hand side of the page, which you probably can't see, but if I go to the right here, if I go there, within this here we have a lot of extra things that you can do with each of these containers. So for example, with this container selected, I could change the background color. So let's go to colors, background, blue. So I could do something like that. You can change the part of you You can change the padding and the margins and that sort of thing. And if I click on a header block, this changes again, and I can change the text color of a header to black, like that. And I can also just do that as well, and change it to sort of like any color. So like I say, within each block, there is a lot of editing sort of functionality that you can use. That's the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, you can see we have a header, and then underneath the header, we've got a form. And you can't actually edit the form here because the form belongs to another part of the website. So like I was saying before, with the project section, that's a different part of the website that's been pulled into a page. And also with the form stuff, that's another part of the website that's been pulled into this page. And I'm now going to show you where all that is. I'm just leaving that page so without saving anything, because obviously I don't want everything to be blue and yellow. So if we go down again to here, there are two things that I haven't discussed, which is the EPS projects and Forminator. Now that's the form that's been pulled into that previous page, and the EPS projects is the projects that are being pulled into that home page, and also within the project page itself. This is the section that it's pulling in. So if I click on all EPS projects, you can see that there are 3 projects there at the moment, and I can just add a new project, and from there I give it a title, I give it some text, and I tick a number of categories, and I put some images in there, and when I save it, it gets pulled through as another item in the list of projects. So there's 3 projects there. Like I say, I can add another one, and if I go to the website and click on latest projects, we have 3 projects coming through. A 4th one will be added to the bottom of here if I filled out that section. So next time you give me a project to do, I will add it to the website, and I will actually go through it bit by bit to show you how I've added that project. So in future, you can do it yourself, or you can pass it on to me, and then it leaves it up to you to decide whether you want to do it or whether you want me to do it. So that's that section there. And let's say if I just click on it just to show you how it's laid out, it's very much the same as a page, in that there's a title at the top, some text section there, and you fill out various little fields, and then that's how it then automatically adds itself to the website. The appearance, well, the widgets is a section that is, if you click on it, and you will see footer widget 1, footer widget 2, footer widget 3. And these are the different areas of the footer. So footer 1 is your contact details. And if we look on the home page here, this is footer 1. That's footer 2, that's footer 3. So by just opening up one of the widget areas, you can see the information in there, and you can edit it. You can click in it, and as long as you click the save button or update button at the top there, all of this stuff is editable like the rest of the website. Once again, happy to do all this stuff for you. But it's just, obviously it's good having this information here for your own sort of knowledge. Users, that's where you can add other users to the website. Forminator, this is the form that's been pulled into lots of pages of your website. And this is the form that then sends information to your email to say people have filled in a form. And that's a quick overview. I can go into how to add text, add images and change images in more depth. when you've got something for me to update, the next time I update something, I will show you how I did it. And that's probably the best approach.